Under F, the sentence says, in particular, the clean development mechanisms should fund projects. It's just the way it's stated. I'm not sure if the CDM, since it's a mechanism, can do the actual funding. Perhaps we should rephrase it.
They do fund projects. It's a funding mechanism. And we took out in particular, so it reads the CDM, the Clean Development Mechanism, should fund projects. It's a funding mechanism. Yeah. Thank you very much for your question for clarification.
Did everybody hear that? CDM fund projects. Please internalize. Okay.
My point dito, we just would like to propose also the inclusion of cost-benefit analysis on project. No, there was a discussion yesterday that might be even if it's a renewable energy, but if you would analyze the cost of the project, it might be to have more cost on the environment and on the people than the on benefit that it could give.
Where do you want to put it? Please read.
On the must be made accessible to both men and women, and must ensure equitable benefits and undertake cost-benefit analysis or projects. But we'll just make but that's the idea, to inject the cost-benefit analysis of all projects.
I think what is important is that the way that the clean development mechanism funds are being assigned so far have not been very equitable for men and women. So if you include more things to it, you lose the importance of asking for those resources being distributed and being more accessible to both men and women. If you include their cost-benefit analysis, it will dilute the importance of that statement. That was the idea.
Okay?
Yeah.
Hello, okay. Right.
I would support that one and just have one proposal to shorten the text.
Where's the microphone, please?
If you say enhancing economic activities and social economic mobility instead of strengthening economic activities and enhancing.
Microphone.
We got it. Enhancing economic activities and social economic mobility.
Yeah.
Excuse me, it was on. Runner, please be a little bit quicker.
Okay. I would just like to again to clarify the clean development mechanism, because I think this is not really a funding mechanism. We have, as I know it here in the Philippines, people who wants to apply for the this mechanism, they submit proposal. And if this is approved in the international arena, then the carbon that the GHG that can be mitigated will be converted into dollar. So it's not really giving you the proposal as to be funded. It is a carbon trading process. That's how I understand it.
So you're asking for clarification?
Because I think...
Are you asking for clarification?
Yeah, because I want to have this reward. It's not
on
funding.
the basis of clarification.
Yeah,
so can we listen first to the clarification?
Okay, yes, please.
Can you clarify? Because you cannot go...
As you well say, you have to write proposals to be submitted. And the problem is that within the UNFCCC right now, Secretariat that looks after the CDM, they don't have gender criteria to look after projects. So the idea, and that's the way that they assign the funds, or assign it in trades, or in dollars, or in bonus, or in different ways that they're using. So the idea is that, and this is something we had been already discussing with the Secretariat of UNFCCC, that they
be quiet a little bit. Can you all listen?
That they need some gender criteria when looking at the projects that the different parties are submitting to them. So that was the idea.
Okay, so I think we can reward this letter F in the point that you are raising, that we should, that the CDM should consider this the usefulness to women or to gender in general, but not as stated as
Yeah,
it is.
that was the reason that in point E1 said the financial mechanisms, and that will include CDMs, integrate gender-sensitive criteria into planning, designing. So this is just a follow-up to clarified CDM. But it was included in point E1.
Okay.
Okay. So my suggestion is, for me, we can disregard F.
Yeah. Okay? No, we cannot disregard F. And so can we go to G? Hello, those of you who need translation, I think we would appreciate it very much if you can lower your voice, because sometimes it does distract from the discussion. Can we go to G?
Building on the Bali Plan of Action, Article 6 of UNFCCC and the IOGO Framework for Action, governments should. So this is addressed towards governments.
There are two suggestions from East and Southeast Asia. Letter G, subsection number 1, promote, facilitate, develop, and implement education and training programs on climate change and disaster risk reduction, targeting women and men equitably instead of equally.
That's a typo, you're right.
That's the typo.
Okay, there's another one.
Number 2, do you have a second one?
Yes, number 2. For number 2, starting with facilitate access, just clarification or inclusion of that are needed by women and men. Women and men to understand, address, and respond to climate change. Women and men.
Okay. So, the reading is facilitate access to data information on climate change initiatives and disaster risk reduction, policies and results of action that are needed by women and men to understand, address, right? Any more correction? Please.
Facilitate access to data and information on climate change and initiatives and disaster risk reduction policies, results, action that are needed by women and men now to understand, address and respond to, and here's the point, climate change and disaster risk reduction initiatives.
Okay.
And DRR initiatives, yeah.
Okay, any more? Gone. Okay, next. Three.
Just sorry. What do you mean with quality of internet access?
Where is that again, please?
Quality
of internet.
We're using the same language that is in the Bali Plan of Action. And what we're trying to make a point in this case is they talk about quality of internet access, and we're trying to maintain that but make it gender sensitive. It is in the Bali Plan of Action point 2, but we just converted into gender sensitive.
Okay?
Okay.
Satisfied?
Can I make a suggestion that we read address and respond to climate change and disaster risk, because not risk reduction. Disaster risks.
Last. Okay. Any comment?
Let me see what they are.
So it should read disaster risk, not risk reduction in this case. Because it addresses climate change and disaster risk. It doesn't address the reduction of the risk.
Okay? Okay? No more. Gone. Next. H.
Number 3.
For number 3.
We propose to insert climate change on first line of number 3, climate change and disaster risk reduction.
Okay, in 3, document gender-responsive best practices related to climate change and disaster risk reduction.
Okay, any more?
Yes.
Europe?
I don't think we can, it reads document gender-responsive best practices. I don't think we can ask for institutionalizing the best practices. I think it should read document and systematically share gender-responsive best practices related to, for easy replication.
So your suggestion is document and share?
And systematically share.
And systematically share gender-responsive best practices.
It should come at the top. Document and systematically share.